was always on fire.
Hey guys, so we made it to San Diego and I just figured I would start this vlog here because I'm so excited. I have 4 books to choose from and I already finished a book on the way here called Promise Me Sunshine, and it was a 5-star read. I was not expecting it to be a 5-star at all. Even when I just started it, it wasn't giving 5-star vibes until I got more into it. But anyway, I brought 4 books with me. Okay, so my first choice or reaction would probably be the thriller, just because I read a summer rom-com just now and I kind of want something else, so we're not going to read that right now. Thriller is a vibe, but I also kind of want to dive into this because we've got the water and all that and the view and the sunshine, so I'm just going to try out this book, see if I want to read it. I'm gonna read it for a couple minutes and see if it gets me going. This is a pretty hefty book, so I will be surprised if I even read it on this trip. Yeah, it's 500 pages, so I'm curious to see if I'll even read it, but I always like to give a book a try. I like to read it for more than 10 minutes just to see if I truly will like it. So yeah, let's go downstairs and read this.
It was always on fire, our house, our dreams. We were dancing on a wire, reckless it seemed. We found holes in these walls, we like what we saw. Seems so strong until it falls, the final straw. Oh, I never felt like this before. Oh, when I was trapped, you showed an open door.
Hey guys, so we are back from San Diego and I hope the audio's fine because I can't find my microphone. I know it's somewhere, but I can't find it at the moment. So I did finish a book on my trip. I finished it thanks to the help of audiobooks, and I finished First Lie Wins. I started by reading The Courting of Bristol Keats on the trip, but I'm pretty sure I updated you guys along the way. Hey guys, it is editing me again, and if my voice sounds different, it is because I am sick. However, so I realized that I never actually talked about why I stopped reading The Courting of Bristol Keats, and I thought I made a clip about it, but I think I just ended up telling my sister, and I figured that I filmed it or something. I went into the book completely thinking that it was about pirates, and I was thinking that it would be like a sea time adventure with pirates and all that stuff, but turns out it's absolutely not about pirates. And it's funny because in my last video I was literally talking about it and I was like, oh, I can't wait to bring this book with me because I feel like it's about pirates and that's just what I need. I've been craving a pirate fantasy, but yeah, that's absolutely not what it's about. And so I did really like it. It's very interesting and mysterious, but well, because of the circumstances of us being at the beach and stuff, and we actually had a lot more to do on this trip than I thought we would, and I didn't actually end up reading as much as I thought I would, but because of all the things that we were gonna do and also just the day activities that kept getting my attention more than the book did, I ended up leaving it for later, and I started The First Lie Wins instead because it's a thriller and it's a little bit easier to kind of keep my attention on the beach, because fantasy, again, it takes a little bit of brain power to kind of insert yourself into that world. And when the author is building up the world for you, I think it's super important to read slowly and really think about what you're reading in the first few chapters of the book, because that's usually the most important ones. And I feel if you're not paying attention to the first couple chapters of a book, especially fantasy, your entire experience with it will be so different because you won't even really know what's going on and where is what and who's going where. So I just wanted to save this book for a time that I was truly ready for it. So this is a softie enough. It's not that I'm DNFing it because I don't like it. It's just because it's not quite the time. So I started First Lie Wins, really liked it. It kept my interest, and I ended up actually reading it a lot on the beach, but then again I would fall asleep or something like that. So I got the audiobook on Spotify and I started listening to it on there as well, which it really helped me. I would follow along going from physical to audio. But yeah, and so that kind of ended up being
all of the footage that I got from the week. I thought I would pick up my camera way more, but I just ended up being like really present every morning instead of, you know, thinking to get my camera out and stuff. Like, I actually read a little less in the morning than I thought I would. Yeah, instead of reading every morning, I ended up just like hanging out with whoever was up in the morning, and I also tried editing a little bit here and there. So yeah, some of the footage is a little lacking, and I hope this video is still going to be interesting with all of this like being said, but it's still documented and I still wanted to post it because it's like I filmed it all and I had a vision and I still want to stick to that. It's still keeping up with like the books that I'm reading and stuff. So yeah, we've got that. Also, Promise Me Sunshine, 5-star, so unexpected, literally the most unexpected 5-star that I've ever encountered, honestly, because usually people talk about when you're going into a book you have this 5-star feeling. I personally did not have that. I don't know if I ever really do. I feel like if you want a book to be 5 stars, you will in a way make it be 5 stars for yourself. Again, like rating books is so personal and so subjective, and so like it took me on a really long journey and we went through so much with the people. I genuinely did not know what was going to happen. I thought this was just like a literary fiction. I thought this was more of a woman's fiction, and I was pleasantly surprised with some of the tropes. I don't even want to tell you guys what it's like about and what the tropes are, because I would rather have you go in blind rather than know what's gonna happen. And actually that's like something that I've been thinking about more recently in general, is I think to a certain degree when people tell us what tropes are in the books, yes, that can help us find the books that we like and that we want to read and go into, but also there are some tropes that I feel like should just be discovered by the reader and like should not really be advertised in that way. Again, it has to be really like done right and done like to the right people and whoever's like willing to go in with that kind of blind experience. So it's such a difficult thing to navigate sometimes, but either way, I feel like if you don't know what Promise Me Sunshine is about, just read the trigger warnings and you'll be good. I loved this book and it's a 5-star for me. So yeah, so with all that being said, I hope this kind of clears up a little bit of things, but now I didn't film much after this clip of me talking, and so if anything I'll come back on here and update you guys on what you're watching.
How I feel like it was just too fantasy vibes. Like I thought it was gonna be about pirates and it was completely different. It's about fae and like this very mysterious world that we're in. I really do like it. I thought I'd be fine with it on the trip, but I just couldn't stick to it. And like with everything going on, like the beach around us, getting ready, and like always having something going on for like specifically for vacation mode, it was hard to kind of get into, and I feel like I would enjoy it way more in the fall, so I DNF'd it for now. I didn't even pick up the summer one, the summer pack, and the Grandest Game I didn't end up picking up because I figured that a thriller would be like the quickest and easiest and like most page turning book that I could read on a vacation, and it turns out it was, and I did end up like falling asleep almost every time I started reading it on the beach, but I feel like that's just the effect that beaches have on anybody. I don't know, if you don't fall asleep on the beach reading a book because you're warm and the waves are super calming, like how are you staying awake? But nonetheless, I did start it, and then I just found myself kind of like having difficulty getting through a little lump of it, and so I started on audio on Spotify because I forgot that I could listen to audiobooks on Spotify. I've been taking advantage of that and reading like the books that I don't want to wait for. I did First Lie Wins and I ended up giving it like a, what was it, 2.75 stars, because I found myself so confused by the end of the book, and I looked up on like Reddit and I just like kind of looked on Goodreads and everything, and I was like, why am I so confused? So I searched up like a why did this happen or who something. Turns out I'm not the only one. There's a whole entire thread of people who are super confused about it, and so I felt validated, because usually I can like track with a thriller really easily, and I actually felt myself missing Freida McFadden books because of it. Like I like the way that Freida McFadden writes thrillers. It's easy to follow along but also super twisty, and it's really fun to like just kind of guess along with the characters of like what's going on, what's happening. But anyway, so now that we are back from San Diego, I started the audiobook The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager because I was kind of in like a thriller kick and I wanted something that was a little bit of a better rating, hopefully, and so far it's been really fun. I think I have like 5 hours to go on the audiobook. I have no plans today, but I did want to paint, and so I think I'm gonna do that after I clean up a little bit. So yeah, I do want to just kind of put that on while I'm painting because I love listening to audiobooks when I'm painting or doing something with my hands. Yeah, and I'm also trying to speed run like edits for, I guess, 3 videos that need to go up before fall officially starts for me, because I really, like, I have a really fun plan and idea for the fall. It's time to start doing it, you know? It's time to just like go in and execute the ideas that you've had for, you know, months and months and months. I think I am going to include The House Across the Lake reading time and listening time and review into this video, just so I can kind of put all my thoughts into one video, so it's not super out and about or like everywhere all over the place. So I'm going to catch you guys later and then we'll see what happens. Okay guys, so it's the next day and I'm about to leave for work, but I just wanted to quickly hop on and do an update. Basically, I am, sorry about the kittens meowing in the background, I am literally 10 minutes away from finishing the book on Spotify, and I'm out of listening hours because I listened to First Light Wins on there. I'm literally 10 minutes away from finishing the book because last night I didn't want to finish it. When I paused it overnight, it just told me that I'm out of the hours. So I was kind of bummed, and I checked Kindle Unlimited. It's not on there. I checked Hoopla and Libby, and it's like a 12-week wait. I tried downloading like a sample. I tried looking on YouTube if there's like an audiobook and I could just like listen to the last chapter. Basically, I could not find it anywhere to finish it. So my plan today, I end work at 4, so I think I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble, finish the book there, and then call it. It's literally probably 3 pages worth that I need to read, so I'm just gonna go finish it there. Weirdly though, this specific thriller took a really weird turn that I was not expecting at all. Everything that you think is happening is not happening, and everything that you think you're besting the characters at, like you're like, oh, they think this, and it's obvious that we're supposed to think this, but I think this. It's wrong. It's literally wrong. Like, I've never ever would have seen this coming. It honestly got me a little spooked last night. I didn't want to go to sleep listening to it. I didn't want to think about it. And it's interesting because sometimes when people talk about thrillers or like if they read horror, I'm like, maybe I could like do that. Like, maybe it won't be scary. I feel like I'm fine. Like, all the thrillers I've been reading recently is just like super easy to read and like palatable and not really scary. But then this book isn't even horror or anything. Actually, it had like a little subcategory of it, but like I was like, Riley Sager, I don't know, I've read some of his books and they weren't really scary. This one took a darker turn and I was like, I'm not going to be able to read anything darker than this.
It was always on fire, our house, our dreams. We were dancing on a wire, reckless it seemed. We found holes in these walls. We like what we saw. Seems so strong until it falls. The final